everyone.
Hello.
And welcome to Kirsty and Bryony's Comfort Zone.
I'm Kirsty.
And I am Bryony. And we are here to delve into the world of dreams and figure out what the heck is going on inside our heads.
What's happening?
Do you know something that did happen that we didn't even comment on at all?
What?
Our last episode was 150 and we just forgot until the end. But that's pretty big.
That's pretty good. We've been doing this for a while, huh?
Yeah.
When will they shut up?
When... That reminds me. I think I told you about this, but I got someone sliding into my DMs on Instagram and they were like, "Can I hear your voice?" And I was like, "I have a podcast. You can't shut me up, dude." You can hear it all the time.
Bro, she literally has a podcast that you can listen to wherever you get your podcasts.
Oh dear.
I had an email today from some sort of, I guess it was like a gamer protein company. And it was like, "Hello, unfortunately this time we can't accept your request, but here's a code and you can try our products." And I was like, I didn't request anything. Has somebody been using my email? I think people just go on like Blue Sky or Twitter and just take streamers' emails and sign them up for shit. And I'm like, I don't want any of this protein powder, but thank you.
Are they hoping that streamers are so naturally awkward as people that they can trick us into thinking we did something by being
I did wonder that.
Like, we're going to make you sign up by making you feel too socially awkward to say no to this.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I've been rejected. Well, screw you. I'm going to sign up right now.
Yeah, no. Now I want this thing.
I don't want your peanut butter flavored protein powder. Thank you. So you can keep it.
You've reminded me of something that I was thinking about the other day by saying the word protein. I was reading a book that for some reason it said about, okay, so there's a robot and there's a person and the robot has a cobweb inside of them and the person like scoops it up and then they rolled it into a little ball of protein. And I was like, it switched on this part of my brain that was like, wait, is there protein in spider webs? And then I was imagining what it would be like to just roll up, obviously an abandoned spider web, and roll it up into a little ball, and then what it would feel like to eat it. And see, this is the thing, because I have aphantasia, I can't picture things, but it means that when I imagine the feeling of things, it's heightened. So I can imagine like chewing on a little ball of spider web when I was reading this book, and I was like, huh, that's weird. But I'm also sort of curious.
Protein lipids.
Oh my gosh.
There you go.
I mean, I guess I wouldn't be able to try it because it's like, it'd be veggie, not vegan.
Yeah,
so
spiders eat them for energy and as a supply of protein.
Oh.
They make their own protein.
Damn.
How efficient.
Little gym bro spiders.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just sort of like, doesn't it happen in Shrek? Doesn't Shrek like get a stick and make like candy floss?
Yeah, he runs through a bunch of flies with it and then makes candy floss with flies in it.
So that's where Shrek is getting his protein from, I guess.
I was going to ask you the other day, actually, speaking of whether or not spiderweb would be vegan, do you eat figs? Because of the whole wasp thing.
Sorry. It just reminded me. When will you eat figs?
When will you eat figs?
Do you eat figs? Maybe.
Maybe?
I mean, I am fine with eating figs because in my mind, I'm like, obviously I don't want to eat a wasp that's inside, but they've sort of consented to curling up and dying in a fig. It's not like there's a big factory that is like a fig stuffing wasp factory.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like mass produced.
That's what I thought. I kept seeing people arguing on like Reddit and stuff about whether or not figs are vegan, and I'm like, I wonder how Bryony would weigh in on this argument.
I like figs.
I love figs. They're my favourite fruit.
I don't know if I've ever had a wet one. I've only had them dried.
Really?
Is
You've
that
never
a
had
weird
like
way
a fresh fig?
Word that? Yeah. I can't remember. I got a bag of dried figs recently.
Yeah.
And they were very nice.
Good. You should try a fresh fig. They're delicious.
You know the word, not to speed run my own game, you know the word sycophant?
Yes.
That actually originates from, like, its original meaning was Greek, and it meant one who shows figs. It was someone who showed figs.
Wait, who's he showing figs to?
Well, this is the thing. I like it either is like to do with people thinking that a fig is reminiscent of a vagine and it's in that way, or they thought that people who ran fig markets were particularly sycophantic, to use the modern meaning of the word. So no one really knows, but that's just where it comes from.
Huh.
That's what I think of when I think of figs, is that little bit of Greek information.
A bit of Greek trivia. No, I like that.
Yeah. But yeah, it is one of those odd ones. I guess some people feel like honey is a grey area as well. I mean, I don't have honey. Again, I think it's just like the mass production side of things.
Yeah, exactly.
If you had your own bees and you were a Pooh bear, maybe it's okay. But if you don't, maybe not. Mm-hmm. Why is he a Pooh bear?
Why is he a Pooh bear?
What is a Pooh bear?
Is it? Why is he called Pooh Bear?
I sort of forget that his name is Winnie sometimes because
his name was Edward. But why is he Winnie the Pooh?
Wait, his name's Edward?
Edward Bear, yeah.
Wait, what? I thought his name was Winnie.
Yeah, it's Winnie for short. But even though it's not short.
Edwin, Winnie.
Edwin, Winnie.
Huh.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very pleasing to say. Did you ever play Pooh Sticks growing up as a whimsical child?
Maybe a little bit, but not often. I was going to say it's Winnie the Pooh named after Pooh Sticks.
I thought that it was called Pooh Sticks because Winnie the Pooh played it. So what came first? The bear or the stick? Who's the original Pooh?
So apparently he's called Winnie the Pooh because his arms were really stiff.
What?
And if a fly came and settled on his nose, he had to blow it off. Like,
oh, Pooh. Oh, that's adorable. Oh my gosh. Oh, that makes me want to cry. Pooh. Oh, my heart overflows with whimsy.
I think he does that in the film with a butterfly, doesn't he?
He does. Pooh. I realise this might be a very British thing. So for those who don't know what Pooh Sticks is, basically you go one side of a bridge, you choose a stick and you drop it down into a river and then you run over to the other side of the bridge and see whose stick wins the race.
Yeah, gets to the other side first.
So it's peak sport in British childhood.
Have much to entertain us as children. Yeah. I don't think I ever actually played it as a kid. I think I played it like as a young teenager, just wandering around town with my friends with nothing to do, you know?
Yeah. See, I grew up next to a wood and my primary school was like in the woods pretty much. So it was like you would get given, like one of our primary school activities would be you would be given like I want to say it was A3. It was like quite a big sheet, but then again, I was a child, so maybe it was A4. And it would just have these boxes on that would say like an acorn, a stick, a leaf and something. And you would just get sent into the woods and you would get the things and you would tape them onto your sheet and collect them.
Oh, it's a little scavenger hunt.
Yeah.
That's nice.
So I used to spend a lot of time in the woods. And because my mum would work on weekends, my dad would have us kids and he would just take us into the woods to run feral.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was a lot of Pooh Sticks. It was a good time. I miss being in the woods a lot.
Yeah, I like the woods. There's some small woods around here, but I think a lot of them you can't really walk through properly because, I don't know, it's just too... I guess maybe I've done it in autumn when it's just too leafy.
Yeah.
You lose your feet too much, you know? It's hard to walk through them. No footpaths. So maybe at this time of the year it'd be okay.
I like going up to Lee Woods in Bristol. That's a nice woods. Because there's various like small woods throughout Bristol, but you can still sort of be aware of houses around it and stuff. So it's not like you never feel properly in the woods. Mm-hmm. And Goblin Combe, of course, always delightful. That's a proper wood.
Of course.
And I guess the woods around Castlecombe are quite nice as well.
Yeah, there's
just
nice
like being
woods
in
around
nature.
here, for sure. We should go for a walk in the woods and do our own scavenger hunt. That should be our next little outing.
We could do, imagine doing like recording a Comfort Zone episode, but you can hear the sound of the woods and the crackle and crisp of leaves underfoot and twigs and
that would be
in
lovely.
the background. Little dog.
I think that'd be nice. I want to do a scavenger hunt. I want to take bits of the woods to a piece of paper.
Yes. And just find little nice rocks as well. Oh, and it'll be getting into like mushroom season again soon.
Oh, true. You've gone mushroom hunting around the woods near you, right?
Yes. I found a mushroom that I had never seen before in the woods back home when I visited recently. Oh. And my dad scanned it with his app and it came up with something that I don't think it was, because I think those apps are often just confused by shape and colour. But the one that it suggested, it had a really funny name. It was like beef steak something, or beef cake, beef steak. Maybe it was just beef steak.
I think I've heard of that one.
But I was just like, what? Oh, beefsteak polypore. That was it.
Okay.
I was like, that sounds like a D&D name.
Is it a dangerous one?
Let me see. Is it edible?
I want to say before anybody in the comments, do not hunt your own mushrooms without knowing exactly what you're doing.
Yes.
Do not eat any mushrooms you find. Do not mushroom. Do not engage. Thank you. Continue.
Unless you're hunting for them in Sainsbury's, then they're probably okay.
That's fine. That's probably fine.
It says it's edible, yes. But the pictures that come up of it are very much like a bracket fungus, whereas this was growing upwards. So I'm like, I don't think it was that.
Yeah, but, those apps are dodgy for sure.
Yeah.
There are so many like small things to point out on mushrooms, and they all imitate each other. And it's like, oh yes, the fans on the underside are 1 millimeter further apart on this one, which is edible, and they point left on the one that is deadly and will kill you in 5 seconds. So just be careful.
It's honestly like, do you sometimes think about the mushrooms that we eat now and how much the human species must have gone through? Like, how many people died so that we could know that button mushrooms were okay?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess a few of them just give you a bit of a dodgy tum-tum and then you explode a bit and you're fine, but dear,
But some don't. Some are very bad. But
I only trust ones that I've grown because I wish I had the confidence to be like, I can go into the woods and I recognize this and have this, but I don't know. It makes me sad how far removed from nature we are, but I also like my bed.
I like
so
being alive and not dying to mushrooms.
I like having a bed and a warm bath. So I do also like it.
Yeah, I wish that I could identify mushrooms. I follow like mycology subreddits and stuff, so I could like see people like, what mushroom is this? And then all the smart people weigh in. And I'm like, interesting.
Yeah.
But I would see a mushroom and go, yes, a mushroom.
It's a pretty one. I'm so excited for going away to Centre Parks and going mushroom hunting because they had some good ones last time.
Oh, that'd be fun.
So I'm going to try and find them again. I sometimes wonder, am I a bad content creator? Because when I look at the sorts of things that our peers are posting and it's like nice photos of themselves or jobs they've worked on or streams they're doing, and then I look at mine and it's like, I found a mushroom, there's a funny face in this building, look at my shoe, I stepped in a puddle. So I'm just like, am I not doing this right? Should
Bryony,
I be?
That's content, baby. I don't post anything. I post stupid stories on my Instagram, that's it.
Yeah. Sometimes I think, I should edit down clips of streams and blah, blah, blah. But then I don't.
I would, but I don't like watching my content back. Full stop.
It is a difficult one.
Yeah. I I would take so long getting over the fact that I'm watching my content that it would just be too late.
Yeah. It's like, I get it sometimes when I'm a lot more used to it now. I think editing Comfort Zone really helped, but I used to get the thing of like hearing my voice. I'd be like, nope, can't do that. Whereas I think editing your own podcast sort of is a bit of I've been flooded now, so I'm sort of a bit more used to it. I think I know how I sound now, whereas before my voice recorded and my voice in my head was so different. I was just like, this is weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, more used to it now.
That's good.
We have jumped from what did we even start with? We've gone to spider webs, to mushrooms, to something. Yeah. I don't remember how we got to this point. But yeah, I want to go to the woods. And I shall be.
Good.
And I get to...
Maybe I'll go to the woods and I'll be there with you in spirit, in my own
Yay! Woods. Oh, I read this scary story about someone staying in a Centre Parks recently. It wasn't the one we're going to. I think it was maybe the Woburn one, maybe.
Okay.
But it was basically about like someone tapping on the windows, and then like it got to the point where them and all their family went out, and then they came back and all the taps were on in the house and all of this stuff, or like lights being turned on, and I was a bit like, oh. But in the comments, people were saying that the squirrels can get quite bold in Centre Parks and they tap on the windows sometimes. So it might have just been squirrels.
That's funny.
And they were saying like maybe the first part of the story is true and then they just embellished the end for, you know, to make it a bit spookier. But
yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, that's so cute.
I hope I get to see a squirrel or a deer.
I'm sure you'll see a squirrel.
Yeah.
They're all over the bloody place.
I heard two people on the bus the other day discussing muntjac deer.
Right.
And it was the first time they were hearing about them. Are they like more local to Hertfordshire? Because to me, that's like the deer you get in the woods is muntjac.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess like I grew up knowing about muntjac deer because we'd see them while walking the dog.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Are they a Hertfordshire thing? Surely not.
They must
That'd be very localised if it was. But I guess people hear deer and they think of just a classic,
like the red deer and stuff. Yeah. Oh, looking at the UK muntjac distribution system, it seems like it is mostly, you do get them in Bristol, but they're mostly like Midlands and the East, apart from Kent. They don't
go to Kent.
They don't like Kent and they don't like Cornwall, and there's only a handful in Wales, and they don't really go up any higher than, let's say Manchester. Is that? Maybe Liverpool. So yeah, I guess maybe they aren't as common over here.
I guess, yeah. That's interesting.
Bless them.
They're
just
so
little
funny.
guys.
They're just funny little guys.
Because they're seen as an invasive species, right?
Are they? Where did they come from?
Well, I just know that, this is sad, I'm sorry, but it's one of those things, you know, like vets aren't allowed to treat grey squirrels because they're seen as invasive. It's the same for muntjac. They were brought from China to Woburn Park in Bedfordshire in the early 20th century. I guess that's why. Maybe if they started over there and then...
Yeah.
It was deliberate releases and escapes from Woburn, Northamptonshire and Warwickshire led to the establishment of feral populations.
That's really recent, really.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Like, I mean, that explains why they're not that widespread as well. Like, they're mainly in the East because of bloody Woburn.
It is like...
That's interesting.
The distribution of wildlife, both fauna and flora, is just... Humans really messed shit up, didn't they?
They sure did.
Just like, being like, let's just, I'm a fancy person. I just want to fill my garden with trees of species that aren't natural to here, but why not? What's the worst that could happen?
Who cares? What other invasive species do we have here? We've got the grey squirrel.
Invasive
Classic.
species.
You don't see
in
red
UK.
squirrels anymore, do you? Like you just, I am not sure I've ever seen more than 5 red squirrels ever.
I've seen red squirrels, but it's because I went down to the Scilly Isles where they still are because grey squirrels haven't been given boats yet. But if they learn sailing, those red squirrels better watch
red squirrels
out.
are done for.
I've seen black squirrels before as well over in France.
Yeah, I guess we've got a few here, but they're just like, aren't they just like melanistic?
It says that the brown rat originally came over from Norway. And that was an invasive
thank you, Norway.
species.
That's a good one. We like them.
Yeah. I just assumed rats they feel very British.
Just all over the place, yeah.
But maybe that's just one specific rat. Oh, and the black rat.
The brown. Oh, we didn't have any rats.
Did we not have?
Surely we would have had rats.
It says black rats likely originated in the Indian subcontinent. So we just imported rats from all over the place.
It sounds like the whole world did. And another classic is the parakeet.
Yeah.
You always see parakeets, especially around Hertfordshire.
Yeah.
They're just all over the bloody place. I think that's probably a Woburn thing as well.
Well, wasn't that because
was it a private collector?
It was either a private collector or... In my head, I've always got it that it was released from a film set, but I don't know if that's true.
That rings a bell. I feel like maybe it was like Boreham Wood or something.
Yeah. And they got brought over for a film or something, and then they just got released at the end of it.
So many parakeets all over the place.
Yeah.
We used to have tons of them outside the window at work. We'd be sitting there eating our lunch and it's just like, oh, there they are, the swarm of parakeets.
Yeah, there used to be a tree that they would always sit in my neighbour's garden, but they've got rid of it now, so I didn't get to see as many when I was back this time.
Canada geese are invasive as well.
Well, they can go wherever they want, really.
Yeah, they're very angry. We just let them do what they want.
I think bunnies might have been brought over from, I think a lot of them were like mainland Europe.
All right.
And then, because like a lot of the breeds of bunnies that we have, you get like Dutch bunnies and French lops and stuff. So I think a lot of those were like fancy people pets for a long time. But we must have had, did we have anything in this country before they got,
don't know.
we imported them? Or was the UK just barren and they were like, we got to get some of these little guys, bring them over.
I suppose we had some wolves at some point, but then they went away.
That's true. And did we ever have bears? Did the UK have bears? It says lost history of the brown bears in Britain revealed. A new study reveals the hidden history of brown bears in Britain, suggesting they still roamed wild 1,500 years ago.
What?
Let's bring back bears.
Yeah, let's do it. That'd be funny. The Egyptian goose is also invasive, but you don't see many Egyptian geese, and they're very pretty.
Yeah. Let me look up. Which ones are the Egyptian geese?
They're like the reddy brown ones with the little eye patch. They're nice.
I think I've seen some of those down Stambra Lakes. My humps.
Yeah, you would have. The Asian hornet, we don't like those.
I mean, I think essentially our ecosystem is just buggered at the moment.
It's a bit of a mixture, isn't it?
Yeah, without having like a proper like apex predator to keep everything moving around. It's like when they reintroduced the wolves to Jellystone to Yellowstone, and it meant that the rivers could regrow because the deer were the rivers could regrow. The rivers could like go back to their more natural style because the roots could actually take hold because the deer were moving around more, and that meant that like the river life could come back to how it was. And it's just one of those things. I think people don't realize how important it is to have a proper balanced ecosystem.
Yeah,
for everything from top to bottom.
Yep. Bring back the wolves. Bring back the bears.
Yeah.
Bring back The woolly mammoths.
Yes.
Get rid of the humans.
How do you feel about Jurassic Park style bringing back of species that have been extinctioned? Are extinct.
I think in the interest of balancing the ecosystem, it could be beneficial. But I think for things that are already extinct, it might be a bit too far gone. But for stuff that is like critically endangered, like what they did with like, this isn't Jurassic Park style with like genes and stuff, but the classic one is the California condor, right? They had like how many? 18? Something like that.
Yeah.
And they were this close to going extinct, and then they just completely turned it around, and they're still critically endangered, but they're doing a lot better, you know.
Yeah.
And it's that's like the one like real proper success story that they hammer into you when you're learning all about this. And like doing that is really cool, I think. Like,
yeah,
because the way that the world is now, to say like, oh, it's nature, they're just going to go extinct. It's like saying, oh, pandas, they don't help themselves. Just let them do what they want and go extinct, blah, blah. Well, it's like, well, humans have fucked everything up. That's why this is happening. That's the reason. The other one is, the one that I did a project on, I remember at uni, was black-footed ferrets. They are so cute.
Aww.
But I think they had a lot of issues with like people hunting them and stuff like that, and disease as well.
Yeah.
And I think they're another one that was kind of brought back by people making an effort to not be awful.
Yeah.
It's sadly a lot of the time it's a case of humans not being humans for a little while to let the animal recover, which is what a lot of them need, I think, a lot of the time.
Yeah.
But with like Jurassic Park and like genome sequencing and stuff, I don't know. I think stuff like the woolly mammoth, there isn't really much of a place for them in the world anymore, and it's really sad to think. But they'd probably just end up in a zoo.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And zoos, I'm all for zoos. There are people that are like, I hate zoos. Zoos are shit. Blah, blah, blah. Zoos that are well maintained and they are there for
like
sustainability and conservation. Yeah, they're run properly. They are there to help animal populations recover, release them when they're able to, blah, blah, blah. Like, if we made a woolly mammoth, I don't think there'd be much chance of that happening.
Yeah.
Unless they did it for a really long time and then they just released a herd of woolly mammoth, then God knows what they're going to do. They'll probably attack a settlement and then get killed. You know, it's not really sustainable anymore, I think, for a lot of old species that have been extinct for a long time.
Yeah.
But stuff like rhinos, because it's current, if not recent, the fact that they are very much going extinct, I think maybe there's some room for it there, you know?
I think the one that makes me sad is the thylacine.
Yes, thylacines, yeah.
Because the fact that they were still around, like there's video footage of them. So it was that modern.
It's
that
really recent.
I think it was like 1930s or something that maybe the last one was filmed. And it was like the fact that, because I think they did that thing, which Australia does a lot, where they say, oh, this species is killing our sheep, and they give a reward for people to just hunt them. And then obviously people go, oh, money. They go out and they wipe out a species before they realize it. Like they didn't even realize that the last thylacine was the last one. And they threw them in a bin when they died because they were just like, meh. And then, so I think like it's one of those things that I'm like, is that recent enough that attempts to bring them back because it was very much human fault? Or would it just happen again? Would it be that they get introduced, they obviously need food, and
you'd like
humans
to think that they would have learnt their lesson if they were to bring back the thylacine. I think that a government calling for its people to go out and hunt a specific animal, I'd like to think is something that wouldn't happen so much nowadays.
It's happening now with cats.
Yeah.
people are in Australia.
That's why I say that
Yeah.
very tentatively. Because I'm sure it is absolutely fucking happening somewhere.
There's like, people are just, I don't think you can really have pet cats in Australia because people are just being told to go out and shoot cats. And it's just like, what
That's
the heck?
just insane. That is just, I do not understand at all. Like, I get it. I get that cats are really bad for the environment and stuff, but is that really the answer?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
And the other one is have you ever heard of the gastric brooding frog?
I don't think so.
So this was like in the 1980s, I think, this went extinct. And it was like human accident rather than, but I think basically people went into this rainforest to study something. They brought in disease with them just on their shoes from other places, and it wiped out these frogs. And because it was such an accident, they were thinking of bringing back the frogs because they still had like samples of them and stuff. And the interesting thing about the frog is that they would turn their stomach into a womb when they were having babies. So it's like I'm like, that's nice that they would want to bring them back. But also the implication that they want to bring them back so that they can study them for like drugs for stomach acid problems. I'm like, are you just going to bring them back just to mess around with them? Because in that case, just leave them alone then.
Yeah,
but
literally.
Stuff like that I'm like, why are you bringing them back? Is it just for your own
Is it
gain,
for human benefit?
or is it because they're vital to the ecosystem and you want to rebalance it? Like, what are you doing here?
So often it's such a shame it is just for human benefit. Like, yeah, that's where their interest lies, and it's just like, oh. But that's just the way it be, which is so sad.
Yeah.
I'm just reading about the thylacine as well. In 2022, they wanted to attempt to recreate the thylacine, which is not that they wanted to recreate it with the DNA of its closest living relative, the fat-tailed dunnet, which it looks like a little rat. It doesn't look like a thylacine. But at that point, you're just Jurassic Parking it, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're just making a little puzzle out of DNA, and then you'll put it there and be like, look, we didn't completely fuck up by killing this entire species. We made it again out of puzzle pieces. It's like, who does this benefit? You're making a new animal at that point, and it will not have a place in the ecosystem, I don't think. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could talk about animals for ages. This is one of those things where I'm just like a yapper. And be like, blah, 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 blah.
Me too. Like, it's one of the
Conservation,
things that I find so frustrating that happens in the UK a lot is like culling. Because I'm like, the basics of how nature balances itself is that yes, one species fluctuates, but then that means that others fall back, and then because they fall back, that one stops fluctuating, and then they thrive, and then it's just a natural balance. But people go, nope, there's lots, let's kill them, and it's like, no, this is the thing is the natural balance
is not able to flourish and be a thing anymore purely because of humans, and that's not something that's about to change. Like, we are so ingrained and settled in society and in the world now that there's no place for huge patches of nature to allow the ecosystem to balance and flourish. Like, and in the places where it does, that's nice, but for the most part, it's just concrete and buildings, and that can't happen. So culling is humans' way of maintaining that balance, which we wouldn't need to do if we were all just living in mud huts, I guess.
It's why I'm so grateful specifically to Beatrix Potter for, like, so much of the Lake District is thanks to Beatrix Potter. Like, the fact that it didn't get built on and was protected. We need more Beatrix Potters.
Yeah, we do. It was one of the lovely things about going to the New Forest as well. Like, the animals, they have set places they can go, but they're like semi-feral, and they're able to, wander and keep the whole New Forest sort of balanced and I don't know, just nice. It wasn't completely like wild and natural, but it was a step in the right direction. It's just nice to be in an environment like that.
Because usually, if you see like a horse, it's like a fancy horse in a field, or a police horse, or that sort of more like show horse.
Yeah.
So just seeing these little scraggly natural ponies was just nice.
Yeah, and just seeing how everyone respects their space. And, well, most people. You know, if they're standing in the road, there'll be a traffic jam and people just wait.
Yeah.
And, you know, people just respect them, and that's nice. It's a really nice environment to be in. But,
The book I'm reading at the moment it's like set in the future, and I don't think it's on Earth, but is humans. But it's like they got to a point, they have like the factory age, and then they have the transition, which is when humans decided, okay, this isn't sustainable, so they give nature back to nature. And there's like set parts of the world, it's like 50-50, like half is natural and half is human, but they live in a more sustainable way. And I'm reading it and I'm just like, I wish this was real. I wish people were actually just like did decide, okay, because like when you see the British countryside, like it's so tamed. I'm like, no, I want to see like wild patches, and I want, you know, fields to be left fallow, and I just wish it could be what it should be a bit more.
Yeah.
And like when I see people like putting AstroTurf in their garden and paving over their drives and stuff, I'm like, stop
that's
it.
one of my pet peeves. I really don't like AstroTurf. Like, I get that people are like, oh, it's low maintenance, so I don't have to cut the grass. And like, I get that it's for people who aren't able to go out and like maintain the garden. Like, I get it. But people who just do it for the look and so that, you know, they don't have to bother.
Yeah.
I think it goes kind of gross after a while as well anyway, doesn't it, AstroTurf? I feel like it's not a long-term thing.
Like I have a friend who has a dog and she has AstroTurf in her garden, and the thought of cleaning poop up of AstroTurf, I'm just like, no.
That's just going to be covered in poo all the time and pee, and it's just plastic.
Yeah. I did see a thing recently about they are talking about ending plastic manufacture. And I'm like, imagine if that did happen. I feel like this is one of the things I think about a lot. I feel like we could stop making biros and we would have enough biros for a very long
agree.
time.
Yeah, I think we probably would. We don't need any more.
Biros and mugs, probably. We can just stop now.
Yeah, absolutely. We don't need any more mugs.
Just have like a good 1,000-year pause on those two things. We'll be good.
I think like small things, like in all seriousness, like small things like that. We're very environmental today, by the way.
Yes.
Small things like that. Like, you remember when the plastic bag charge came in?
Yeah.
And people were like, what the heck, I have to pay 5p for a bag? Oh. Literally 1984. But now you just go to the shop and it's like, oh, I forgot my bags, bugger. Or, I need to go to the car and get my bags. Like, it's normal. It's normal now. And I remember when it wasn't, and you just would use a bazillion. I mean, everyone remembers when it was, unless you're a baby, when it was, there were just plastic bags everywhere, and you didn't care. Like, it was just like, oh, need more bag, rip, more plastic. And that's just such a weird thing to think about now. Because, bringing your own bags is just completely normal. But people did kick up a fuss about it. But it just shows that things can be changed.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's
like,
nice.
One of the
things a bit
things
dire nowadays, and it's nice to think that, you know, sometimes good things can happen.
Well, one of the things I'm excited for is there's like a lot of mushroom scientists are working on mushrooms that can eat and break down plastics. And I'm like, that is exciting. The thought of just unleashing mushrooms in the dump and just letting them their way through plastics, like that's cool.
But what if they turn into a big mushroom monster?
Oh no.
Powered by plastic. Oh my God.
And he can control plastic, and because we're also full of microplastics, he can control all of us.
Oh God. Write it down.
Oh my gosh. Oh, we're like 40 minutes in. Should we talk about a dream?
Where do you think you have the highest concentration of microplastics in your body?
I don't know. Do they all like settle in your stomach? Where do they?
Oh, maybe.
Where do they? Are they stored in the balls? Where is it?
I think they are actually stored in the balls.
Well, isn't that what they say? They're like, sperm is mostly microplastics.
My
these
balls
days.
are full of microplastics. What about your eyeballs? Do you think you can get can you get microplastics in your eyeballs?
Where are the microplastics in the body? Oh, God.
Impact of microplastics on the ocular surface. Ooh.
Okay, it says 1.6. I don't know what this is out of, but this is what this chart says. 1.6 is in the blood, which I guess that makes sense,
no, that tracks.
to be fair, because
Probably lungs too, right?
lungs are 0.01.
Oh, okay. Less than I thought.
The next highest is 0.37, which is the brain. A lot of plastics in the brain. And then after that,
How do they get in
0.032
there?
is testicles. So
Classic.
testicles is third highest. Not for us.
Brain, the blood, the brain, and the balls.
Yes. Remember the 3 Bs.
3 Bs.
After that, placenta.
Oh.
That's a lot lower. And
Okay.
then tonsils, weirdly enough.
Tonsils kind of tracks. They're very porous, aren't they? They're full of holes. And they're full of stuff.
Yeah. It is. I'm amazed that there haven't been more microplastic themed horror movies yet. Because if you think of the trend of horror films, like things like when people were scared of, nuclear war, and you get things like Godzilla, and I guess Godzilla's not really a horror film, but you know what I mean? There's like a film trend that will follow, like when people were scared of like the AIDS crisis, there became a lot of silent killer films and stuff like that because it was this silent killer. And I'm just amazed that, maybe in a few years' time, we're going to start seeing microplastic horror films.
The thing is, I think making a microplastic horror film would be kind of like making a horror film about lead poisoning.
Yeah.
But I don't think that has happened yet. It's one of those that people just ignore.
Yeah. I guess
Or
because they're so
asbestos.
micro. You can ignore it. Is there a horror film about asbestos? There's 3
Oh,
that are
what
marked
called?
as asbestos. Session 9.
Okay.
Tensions rise within an asbestos cleaning crew as they work in an abandoned mental hospital with a horrific past that seems to be coming back.
Oh.
There's Villmark Asylum, which is a Norwegian horror film. I don't know how it's connected to asbestos. And then Killing Spree, which is
Spree.
a 1987 film.
1987.
Again, not sure what the connection is. I'll press Control F. Asbestos. Oh, wait, the main character is called
His name is Asbestos.
So there you go. So we're gonna have a horror film where there's a guy called Michael Roplastics. No, what?
No, wait.
Microplastics?
Asbestos felt is the actor.
Wait, what? Oh yeah, Asbestos Felt as Tom Russo. Wait, his name is Asbestos Felt? Starring wait.
Oh.
Why would you? Asbestos Felt, the actor.
Is that his actual name? Rip.
Oh, he's from Florida.
Asbestos Felt.
No, he died in Florida.
Oh.
So he's just like that is quite a name for a Florida man, to be fair. I cannot find a real name for them.
No,
Is
this might just be his name. He might just have been called Asbestos Felt. That's incredible.
Oh my gosh. And he seems to have
Movies
mostly just
about-
done horror where he's the
Yeah,
killer.
like B-movies. Amazing. Okay, IMDb, lead poisoning. Okay. None of these seem particularly focused on the lead poisoning. I feel like if we get a microplastics movie, the microplastics would be like a subplot.
Yeah. Or it'll be like a what is it? 28 Days Later or something. Wait, is that the one where the virus comes from the monkeys? But it'll be like,
Which one?
is it 28 Days Later?
Oh, I don't know. I think
But one
I've
of
only
those
seen that
like
once.
when you see like it starts with everything's normal, everything's fine. And then there's a news article on the TV being like, oh, it turns out all of the people who got this disease had a high level of microplastics in their blah, blah, blah. And we'll be like, whatever, this will never affect us. It'll be one of those.
It is. It's chimpanzees in 28 Days Later.
Oh my gosh. While a definitive feature-length horror film purely about microplastics doesn't appear to exist, the short horror film Blastic...
Blastic,
made by Barry, won the grand prize in the contest to highlight the dangers of plastic pollution. Well, there you go. Plastic.
Plastic.
Is the plastic it killed them? There you go.
Which one?
It was made in 2023. Oh, I think there's a trailer for it. It's called Plastic. Plastic Kills short film contest.
Oh, is it a funny movie? Is it a comedy?
Oh, I clicked on it and there's a poor bird drowning in plastics.
No.
Sea footage. Is
it about vampires?
It seems to be.
Oh.
My goodness. Well,
Plastic.
There you go. Have you had any dreams?
I did have a dream. Yeah. Last night. All right, I'll give you a quick fire round. So last night, I was playing. This isn't a dream. I was playing Baldur's Gate 1.
Yeah.
On Discord and with Rithian and Mark, just watching along. I'm 22 hours into Baldur's Gate now. I've just got to Baldur's Gate.
Yay!
I've been side questing a lot, but yeah, I played for 3-4 hours, and then when I went to bed, all I dreamt about all night was that my party kept dying to tick damage.
Oh.
They just kept getting poisoned or something, the whole party. And I was just what is happening? I think even in my dream, I'm Rithian was happening, and he was just a dreamy mess, so he couldn't say anything and tell me. So the whole night I was half asleep, my party just keeps dying. And I was trying to long rest, and they would die throughout the night of the long rest, and I'm just nah. So that was my dream last night. I had a really nice dream. I think the day before yesterday. I dreamt that I was in a school office with my old head of year, whose name was Bryony.
Woo.
And we were just having just a really nice, chill time. We were just sort of hanging out. She shared the office with my citizenship teacher, whose name was Miss Webb. She was a bit mental, that lady, but she was nice. She was sitting there too. And Bryony basically, on the wall behind her desk, or opposite her desk, sorry, she had all of these files. And I had been sent in there and told, while I was waiting for Bryony, to these pieces of paper on her desk into the right files. And they essentially, each file was a student from my year. And the pieces of paper referred to, they were case files for each student. So I looked and I was like, oh, this one belongs to so-and-so. So I had to find their file, and I opened it. And I was trying not to read them, and because I was like, this is surely a breach of privacy.
Yeah.
I was trying to put the files away. And then eventually Bryony came in, and it was just really nice. We were just sort of catching up. And she showed me my file, a file of a girl who was in my form group. And we just talked about the file of another boy who I don't think was in my senior school. I think he was in my junior school. So he was just different. But the boy, I was like, oh, did you hear that he got married recently? And it was like, oh, that was nice. And then the girl, she was one of those girls who was a bit of a troublemaker early on. But as we got older, she mellowed out and she was just super chill.
Yeah.
And the file had art that she did when she was younger, saying what she wanted to do with her life and stuff. And Bryony was just showing it to me for some reason. I was like, well, this is nice. And then I had my file, and the only thing that I saw in my file was it had kind of fake hair, a clip-in, and it was blue and white, like an old school dress. And it had blue and white plaits in it. It was literally a 90s colourful bit of hair that you clip in with just a little hair clip. But for some reason it made me really nostalgic, and I started crying.
Oh,
I was like, yeah, this was mine. I had this when I was little. And then at the end of the dream, we were somewhere else. We were in a street, and I don't know if it was like at the end of a shoot or something. And it was, because I was saying to Bryony, I was like, oh, I've been in a shoot for this show, which is on Netflix. And then it's very secret, but I've just been in a shoot for this show, which is going to be in Netflix at some point. And she was like, oh, I'm really happy for you. And I was like, yeah. And then I said goodbye to her, and that was it. It was really wholesome, except for all the
GDPR violations.
The GDPR violations, exactly. So I was in the data protection. But yeah, other than that, it was a really nice little dream.
It
was lovely.
Last night?
The night before.
Night before. Okay. Because I was thinking obviously we cannot say what it was, but
yes,
we did a thing recently, so I'm guessing that was linked to that, because we did do a thing that we cannot say.
We did a big shoot, which we're not saying anything about, and it's a thing that people will be able to watch with their eyeballs eventually.
We can say
that's it. That's all I can say.
It won't be on Netflix.
It won't be on Netflix. No, it's
as
not.
far as we know. Maybe it will get bought. It'll be that good.
But no, it will not be on Netflix. It will probably be on YouTube.
Yes.
The other thing was when I was down for Tiny Teams, I was hanging out with Cat Strike.
Yeah.
And we were at the pub, and we were talking about Bryony because Cat went to the same school as me. So we both knew her, and we were just sort of reminiscing about her because she's just a very lovely person.
Yeah.
And I messaged her. I messaged her while we were sitting there at the pub, and I was like, hello, I'm here with Kat, and we were just talking about you. We'd love to see you at some point. And she was like,
you're messaging other Bryony?
I am. It's fine because she's Bryony with a Y, so it doesn't count.
Okay, that's fine then.
Yeah. And she was like, oh, that's so nice. Yes. And she just literally went, okay, and sent me her address. I was like, cool.
Oh, wow.
She's super chill. She's so nice. But yeah, that's why I think I dreamt about her. So yeah, that was nice.
I wonder if also like the other parts of it, because I guess you said in a message recently you got like some post that had the wrong name on it.
I did, yeah.
So maybe it's like that was you thinking like, oh, should I be seeing this?
I shouldn't be looking at this. Yeah,
this?
honestly, you might be on the ball there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just so we could have a title for the episode, I looked up teacher.
Have we done dreams of teachers? Because I've dreamt of teachers before.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Let's hope not. We'll
dreams of GDPR violations.
Yeah. I mean, we're 151 episodes in. They're going to get quite specific at some point. But it says, for many people, a teacher is the first figure of authority they meet outside the family. That person has a profound effect on the child, and the teacher is often dreamt about in years later. Teachers can also generate conflict if their expressed views are very different to those learned by the child at home. This may be something which has to be resolved through dreams in later years. When we are looking for guidance, the teacher can present itself... when we're looking for guidance, it can present itself in dreams as a teacher. Often that figure will be that of a headmaster or headmistress, someone who, in quotes, knows better.
Oh.
So there you go. They should know better not to show you files of other people.
No, she's like me. She's crazy. She didn't give a shit.
I never really had a connection with the teacher like that. I think I was just too shy, or the teachers couldn't be bothered.
Oh no, I did. Because we both like crafting, and like at the time when I was at school, I really liked making cards. And that was something that she was into at the time as well. So when it came to year 11, when everyone was due to leave, she said, like, do you want to do like big goodbye cards for all of the teachers, like the form tutors?
Oh.
And I was like, yeah, right. So I would sit in her office when I had like spare time, and I would make these cards. And when I had like PE or shit like that, I'd be like, hey, Brady, can I like not do that? Can I go into your office instead and make cards? And she was like, yeah, all right. So she'd go to the teacher and be like, Kirsty needs to be out of the lesson today.
Oh, that's
She was
nice.
great.
I have a feeling that one of my teachers, my form tutor, was like quite cool, but I was too shy to sort of talk to her. But I have fond memories of like, there was this time, I don't know why I have this memory. For some reason, they would sometimes invite people into our school to like sell things in the library and give talks.
Yeah.
And it would be like, sometimes it was authors. Like I remember Mallory Blackman coming in and she gave a talk in our school. And I think I got my copy of Noughts and Crosses signed. But then sometimes it would just be a random person who sold trinkets. And I don't know why, but I have this memory of this woman being there and she made dream catchers. And there was like a necklace version of one that I was like, oh, that's really cute. And this lady was telling me, she was like, so the best way to get the best out of this is you have to be completely naked and you have to wear it close to your skin and all of this stuff. And I remember I was just there as like a teenager being like, okay. And then she left and my teacher came over to me and she was just like, don't listen to anything she's just said. I was like, okay.
Amazing.
But yes, I get the feeling that she was like pretty cool. And there was a guy we had this like New Zealand substitute teacher for a bit. And he always seemed really nice and he was just like really funny and stuff. But yeah, I just never really had that connection. I'd just sort of be like, I think I was just keeping my head down at school a lot.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I don't know if I said this before, just as a final note, but I always thought I was, a bit of a boffin at school. I thought, I do my work, I do things. But I posted one of my very good Instagram stories and it was about, I don't know, it was a funny cat and it was like, I used to be focused, but now I'm not focused, I'm just EP or something like that.
Yeah.
And one of my pals from school replied to it and was like, if you're talking about when you were at school as to when you used to be focused, I've got bad news for you. I was like, oh no. I guess I've always been the way I am.
Yeah. I think I have a similar perception of myself. I sort of remember like I just got on with work. But when I think about specific classes, I'm like, I remember being up until really late doing homework the night before or doing it the morning of because I always had to be up to a deadline and stuff. So yeah, I think I have always...
procrastinating.
Yeah. And the fact that I dropped out of English AS level twice because I couldn't make myself read the book that I was told to because I was told to read a book. Yeah. I was like, well, I don't want to now.
So true. I read some of the books that we were supposed to read, but there were some where I was like, I can't do this. This is just, and I was like, straight to Spark Notes. Goodbye.
Well, it was like that with my at university, with my dissertation. When at first I was told like, oh, you should probably do it about this, this and this. And I could not make myself read about any of it because I didn't care about what the subjects we were meant to do. And it got to the point where thankfully one of my teachers sat me down and they were like, what do you want to write it about? And I was like, my special interest is this at the moment. And they were like, well, write it about that. And I was like, I'm allowed to because I did a photography degree. But I wrote my dissertation, I think I've said before, about the representation of AIDS in cinema, and I was just like, this is what I'm interested in. And then as soon as they said like, well, go ahead then, and I just got loads of books out. I would just stay up all night reading them like cover to cover, and I was like, because I'm interested in this, like it makes such a difference.
I was like that with any report I had to do on rats or rodents. I was all in, baby.
No.
I do be like that. The classic, the last thing, the final thing. The classic is when I was supposed to read Frankenstein. And I think I did actually finish it in the end. I got there. But instead of reading the book like I was supposed to, I instead went off and I read all of Dracula instead. And my teacher loved it. She was like, wow, you're reading around the subject. You're reading all the other gothic horror. I was like, yeah, I haven't finished Frankenstein now.
Yeah. I just looked and we've already had Dreams of Teachers, episode 99.
Bugger.
Quick, have another dream.
Dreams of... Oh. Dreams of
Micronap.
dying to tick damage in Baldur's Gate 1. Dreams of
plastic.
Dreams of microplastics.
I'll look it up quickly. What does dreaming of plastic mean? Not plastic surgery, plastic itself. Dreaming of plastic can symbolize deceit, artificiality, or feeling contaminated by toxic relationships or habits, as it represents something synthetic and potentially harmful. It can also signify feeling trapped by unfulfilling situations or a lack of genuine connection in your life. There you go. We
Perfect.
read the thing. We've got a title.
Dreams of microplastics. Ship it.
Oh dear. Well, thank you, Kirsty, for a very on-topic, straightforward talk that
you,
never
Mary.
got waylaid.
Yep. These are my favourite episodes.
Yeah. I get that a lot. I think people are just like, oh, shut up about dreams.
People aren't here for the dreams.
Just chat.
Which is handy because I don't often have dreams.
Yeah. Well, I brought one today, but I will keep it in the bank.
We'll save that one.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you everyone for listening.
Yes, thank you very much.
And until next time, everyone, bye-bye for now. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.